We have with us two gentlemen, Tom Wright, who is the UFC Executive Vice President and General Manager of Australia, Canada and New Zealand, and also Luke Rockhold, the #1 UFC Middleweight contender. He is the headline act for when it comes back to town on November the 27th. To both of you, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, Luke, what does it mean to you to come back to a sporting town like Melbourne and particularly competing in the Rod Laver Arena?
I love it out here in Oz. Obviously, I had a good outcoming of my fight out in Sydney. So this is my first time out to Melbourne. I've been to the big city a few times, but I've always been really excited to come out here and heard a lot about the sporting. And, of course, us being able to make that venture last time around and breaking down the walls that may be. So I'm excited to get in here and put on a show for the fans.
Okay, Luke, so how did you get involved in this sport?
It just naturally kind of, for myself, gravitated towards it. I had two older brothers who used to beat me up, and I just learned how to.
Well, I would have thought I'd put you off, wouldn't it?
I learned how to be a tough kid. You either stand your ground or run, and I was always one to stand my ground and do my thing. I fell into judo as a young kid. Judo translated to wrestling. Wrestling translated to jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu translated to fighting. So it was just one step to the next. I was always kind of had a knack for that physical game and the individual sport. It's just very fulfilling and rewarding, demanding. It's everything.
It's very brutal though too, isn't it?
It can be tough, but I like to think of it like a human chess match. It can be easy too. It can be very nice. It's
very
can be very fluid. It can be very fluid and it can be artistic in times if you do it right. If you're good enough. I mean, we train every day of our lives, and I'm training so precisely. Everything's going to be, every movement is specialized to find the checkmate. So it's something I train very hard, and I'm very deliberate at.
And so you would have been aware, obviously, although you didn't come to Melbourne last year, that there had been a bit of controversy about it, and it had only recently become legal. Could you understand why the state government, and there are still lobby groups, including the doctors in Victoria, who don't like it? Can you understand that?
I mean, everyone has their opinion, but I think this is something very natural to us. And of course, I was out here 2 years ago in Sydney, and that was still an issue. There was still a barrier we were trying to surpass, and now we have. And I had done some lobbying for it then at that fight. I think it's so worldwide at this point. I don't understand why people can't see the beauty and the art in it. Of course, some fights are tough. Some fights get a little rough. But if you can appreciate it, you can watch and see some of what we do is very artistic and very beautiful.
Hey Nick,
can I ask you, Tom?
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
you've obviously been leading the campaign as the man behind the scenes. Can you understand that there is still controversy here, and there obviously in November there will still be lobby groups that will be saying this is disgraceful?
Well, there always will be advocacy groups that take the opposite side to any argument. We see that all over the place. But I wanted to just correct something you said earlier, Nick, that this notion that it wasn't legal. Professional mixed martial arts was always legal.
Yeah,
it was always sanctioned. It was always regulated. Our issue was with the government that they only allowed it to be conducted in a boxing ring, which is incredibly unsafe, and it's also unfair. And so that was our issue with the Victorian government. And fortunately, there was a change in government, and the Labour government under Daniel Andrews came in and changed that. And so that opened the door for us to bring UFC 193 to this sporting capital of the world, the city of Melbourne. And it opens the door for us to have an opportunity to feature our great world-class athletes like Luke on November the 27th at Rod Laver.
Now, you created a record last time you were here with the crowd at Etihad. Yes. So why then move it to Rod Laver Arena?
Well, I think that there's something about Rod Laver Arena that really sticks out to anybody who's a sports fan. I've watched the Aussie Open down here for 20, 30 years. There's an intimacy, there's an incredible experience that happens in that arena that, and Luke and I were chatting about it, off air a few minutes ago. There's just something about that intimacy, as I say, that speaks to the experience that you'll see, and you'll be able to watch it so much, I think, better in a venue like Rod Laver than at a footy stadium that seats 56,000.
Yeah, it's a fans arena. It's something we're going to bring for the fans. They're going to enjoy it. At the big arena, you can't really enjoy it. It's too spread out. We're very focal point in the center of an arena, and you got to be there to enjoy it. And this is going to be an event for the fans.
You're a very laid-back sort of bloke.
Yeah.
You must get white line fever because you must go into that ring nasty, surely.
Hey, we all have a trigger, right? We all have a switch.
Yeah, but
Even yourself, huh?
Oh, yeah,
at some point, you will hit that switch. So.
Believe me, my friend, not anywhere near you. Otherwise, I know what would happen to me. But you really, there has to be, in a combat sport, whether it be boxing, jiu-jitsu or UFC, there has to be a total change of your mindset, doesn't there?
There's a change of your mindset. It's a mental game. You have to put yourself in a more focused, relaxed, confident state of mind. That's where things that you kind of reach those outer body experiences, those moments where everything slows down. So this is something I've done my whole life, and so I'm very aware of the headspace I need to be in going into that, and it's what I live for. The adrenaline rush, the sense of accomplishment, the demand, and everything that it pulls from you. There's nothing like competing one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and coming out victorious. There's no feeling like it in front of 20,000 fans and the world watching.
Okay, 96 900 693 13 13 32. We'll take a break. If you're a fan, if you want to speak to Luke or to Tom, give us a call. 96 900 693 13 13 32. We'll be back with the UFC fighter and executive coming up.